Hikaru Nakamura crushes Jamonovic in this game with a crushing queen sacrifice. So let's watch the game first. And this is a French defense that is being played, and it's the Mechathon variation of the French defense. It's also called the Wolf Gambit. So this is the opening that's being played right now. So the game continues, and now the pawn is taken, and once the bishop is under attack, it retrieves to support the knight. So this knight is taken. So instead of taking it back with his bishop, Hikaru decides to take it with his pawn. Now this opens up this G file for the rook, for both the rook and the queen if possible. And later on, it becomes very crucial in the game. So in the next move, he just pushes the pawn forward. He achieves two things. He pushes the knight away, and he also creates his pawn structure and a pawn island like this, keeping his pawn safe, supported by the king here. So the knight retrieves, and then the usual development process begins. And because the bishop is coming into the diagonal, Hikaru does the same to counter it back. And after that, the knight develops, and then the queen as well. So after this, Hikaru castles on the queen side, the long castle, and with an extra attack on the queen. So the knight, Demonic knight comes in. Hikaru just tries to move his king into a safer position, and now the bishop covers the open diagonal, which is exposing his king, and then the usual pawn moves happen. So once this pawn move is played, uh, Janard basically responds with this move, which actually creates a long-term weakness, which becomes crucial in the game. So normally we shouldn't play this, leaving these back pawns like this. So and Janard follows and opts for queenside castling as well, and the game continues basically. So instead of taking, he just push forward the pawn, and the rooks are in line now. Now this pawn move is meant to safeguard the king into this particular square so that the king is safe. And now the both the rooks are like in parallel. Now Hikaru decides to take advantage of the weak pawn over here basically. So now the knight attempts to attack it. Now Hikaru decides to exchange his rook like this. So once the knight takes, the bishop comes in here and creates a poke like this, and the knight is taken, and the rooks go away. Now the other rooks come in and attack the bishop. So now this bishop is placed centrally with the support of the queen, and now this is actually one of the most active pieces on the board, because once the bishop comes in to the center of the board, it becomes a really dangerous piece, because it can cover these many number of squares. It can attack and defend at the same time. So the king moves away to support the pawn over there, and now the knight comes in to support this weak pawn again of Hikaru, and now this pawn is under attack, and this Hikaru just decide to ignore it, because he got a beautiful open line over here, which leads to a direct attack on the king, and that's how the game unfolds. Now Hikaru decide to take the pawn. So once this pawn is taken back, these two squares are open. Now he can just push his forward, the pawns forward with like with a tempo or an attack uh, on the larger pieces, and now the rook literally here is trapped. So the rook had to take. Now if you just without thinking just take it back, the knight will jump in and your queen is gone. So you cannot take back here in this particular position. So instead of taking it back, Hikaru first takes the knight over here. So then he tries to Janard basically tries to, because this rook is stuck over here, so he needed some space. So he just moved the pawn forward with an attack on the queen, and once the pawn is taken, he exchanges backs with the he takes the other pawn as well. Now comes the stunning move, which is actually uh, it's really a stunning move. But now, as we see it, we can see what's happening. So here the king moves into this particular square, and then this move comes in, which actually seals the game basically. So here, basically, white resigned from this position, because if you take, this happens, and this pawn covers these two square here, and the bishop is under attack, but it still covers this particular square over here, creating this checkmate combination. So basically, players at that level, they will see it and they will just resign basically. So even if the like once this move is played, so let's say this move is played, even if the king takes the queen, the checkmate will happen like this, because again the bishop and the pawn covers these two squares over here, and a rook alone can deliver the check in such a condition basically. So that's basically the game. Actually, there is another continuation which could have just extended the game. I'll just show you quickly. So instead of moving the once under the check, the queen can block the check like this. So then the following continuation will happen. The queen will be gone, and his rook will be gone, and he can just take it, and will be up by a large number of pieces, which basically is the game. Basically. Okay, so that's the game. So it's the stunning attack combination. Basically, whenever this pawn structures are here, you have to be really careful. So uh, players could play such move attacking moves to finish off the game earlier. So thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed or followed us yet, please do so, because we'll be giving away free chess.com membership every month. All right. So thanks very much. I'll see you soon in the upcoming.